Hello, my name is Julia, and today our COMM 50 group is going to be interviewing Ms. Tiffany Rogers, and we are going to be asking her some questions that our group has compiled. So now I'm going to be passing it off to my fellow groupmate, Cynthia.
Good afternoon, I'm Cynthia Ikera, and today I'm going to be interviewing Ms. Tiffany Rogers, who happens to be my communication teacher too. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Cynthia.
So today I wanted to ask you some few questions that we're all wondering to know, because majority of my group members were all communication major, and we wanted to know what job opportunities are available for communication majors.
Communication is one of those majors that you can really kind of do a lot with. It's a really versatile major. I mean, obviously you can't go into a field like science or mathematics with it, but there are a lot of things you can do with a comm major. Most people that I went to school with and got my master's degree with went on to become teachers at community college. And that's I think a lot of comm majors really head down that field. Mm-hmm. But public relations is huge for people in communication, marketing, consulting is supposed to be really big. Companies are always looking for ways to improve the communications in their company, and consulting is a good way to do that. So a lot of communication majors have some kind of background in business and are able to go into consulting and talk about and help businesses improve the communication within their business. Mm-hmm. So there's really a lot out there that you can do with a communication degree.
So what kind of internships opportunities we have out there for communication majors?
I would say look for internships in fields like public relations, marketing, advertising maybe. If there's any way, if you do decide that you want to go the teaching path, see if there's some way that you can work with an instructor. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd say that's the big thing to look for. Marketing, advertising, if you want to work with an instructor, see what you can do there. Volunteering is another great way. I mean, I know it's not an internship per se, mm-hmm. but you get some good experience that way.
Oh, okay. Most of us were also wondering that if we're just going to be a communication major, what's the best minor to what other kind of major would you think we could minor in as a communication major?
Business would be a good one because of what I was saying about mm-hmm. marketing and public relations. They like to see a business background, some kind of knowledge about the field of business. So a lot of business companies like to see that. Something in the field of business, maybe business with an emphasis in marketing, mm-hmm. or business with an emphasis in advertising. That's probably the best way to go. But again, it's such a broad field with communication that you have a really good variety of options as far as a minor.
So I know, because I have you as a teacher and I know how much you truly love your job. So I want to know, what's the most rewarding part of your profession?
For me, you're right, I do love my job. I absolutely love teaching. This is really what I was put on this earth to do. So for me to pick one thing that's rewarding, it's difficult because getting up and coming to class is rewarding for me. Mm-hmm. I love to see my students succeed though. When I watch speeches from the beginning of the semester and see how people improve over the semester. If I have a student who at the beginning of the semester was really scared, there's one student in our class who for the first presentation was really, really scared to get up and do the presentation. And we talked about it, and she's a lot better now about getting up in front of the class. That means something to me. And also with my work with the forensics team, when I see them go to tournaments and bring home trophies and they're just so happy, I'm so proud of them. And it makes me feel like I did something really, really good, and that's really rewarding for me.
Okay, so what's your biggest piece of advice for comm majors?
Find what you want to do and then look for those courses that are really going to lead you down that path. If you're really interested in becoming a marketing person, then take courses in things like business communication. Take courses in things like group communication. Take those courses that are going to lead you down, that are really going to give you the best tools that you need to be successful in what you want to do when you're done with school.
I know in our class we have different kind of projects. So amongst all the whole projects we did, which one was your favorite, or which one is your favorite to go through with us?
I have a lot of fun in our class. We have a really fun class. And I have some fun stuff that I do in my COMM 1 class. So it's not an easy question to answer. In general, I kind of like stuff that gets students working in groups and feeding off of each other. So a lot of the activities that I would say are my favorite are the ones where you guys are learning from each other, not so much from me. So like in my COMM 1 class, I have them do an infomercial. And it's a lot of fun. They have a lot of fun with it. I love watching it. And they're learning the concept that they need, but at the same time, they're having a lot of fun. And those are the kind of activities I like. So in our class, when you guys work in groups with each other on practicing your speeches together, getting ideas from each other, that's really what I like. So I wouldn't say there's necessarily a specific activity as a type of activity that I really enjoy in our classes.
I was going to ask you if you enjoy being a COMM professor, but by what you just said right now, I could see that you really do love your job, and it's really nice having you as a teacher. But what was your main interest in COMM? What got you to become a COMM professor?
So the thing that really pushed me into COMM in general and to be a COMM professor specifically was when I was at Chabot. I competed on the forensics team. When I took public speaking, back when it was Speech 1, it wasn't COMM 1, it was Speech 1, my instructor was one of the coaches of the speech team. And he would bring in students from the team to our class, and I was one of those people who didn't want to take speech. I was very, very, I had a lot of communication apprehension about getting up and speaking in front of a group. And he would bring people in, and we went through the class, and I did fine in the class, and they had speech night at the end of the semester, and I went to speech night. By the end of the semester, I was like, I think I can do that. So I started doing forensics the next year, and I just absolutely loved it. It was so much fun. I made friends with people who I'm friends with now. I got a lot of great experience. When I was done competing, I stayed on, because I was still at Chabot, I stayed on as a student coach, and I still went to tournaments, and I still judged. And just by doing that, I knew that this was the path that I wanted to follow.
When you were in school, did you have like a mentor, a teacher that your favorite teacher, someone you went to for any help, or someone you looked up to?
Our coach on the forensics team, I developed a really good relationship with him. We still talk from time to time. When I got to graduate school, my advisor, Dr. Shane Mormon, he was fantastic. We also developed a really good relationship, and he was really helpful he helped me put together my curriculum vitae so that I could get teaching jobs. He helped me with applying I went to Fresno State, and at Fresno State there was different scholarships and fellowships, and he really pushed me to apply for all the free money that I could get. So he was really valuable in that.
That's really good. So do you have a particular teaching style that you like to follow or something?
It varies. With each semester, I change things up a little bit, because last semester was my first semester really back teaching in a long time. And with every semester, I find what works and what doesn't work, and I change it up some. Like, I used to tend to lecture a lot, and students find that boring. And I find it boring. I hate days when I know that I'm going to be lecturing. So I tried to incorporate more workshop type activities. Like with my COMM 1 classes, I now have days where they do outline workshops, where they work on outlines together so that their outlines are formatted okay. I do workshops in our class where you guys work on your presentations together, rather than me standing in front of the class saying, okay, this is how you cut, this is how you weave a program together. So I wouldn't say I have a particular teaching style as much as I have an evolving style, a constantly changing style. I try to adapt to what I know works and what doesn't work. What doesn't work, I try to throw out as much as I can. I mean, I'd love to be able to completely eliminate lecturing. Not going to happen. But I try to evolve and not lecture too much. I try to say maybe I'll lecture for 20 minutes and then we'll do some other stuff. So yeah, I think my teaching style it kind of changes and adapts to the class and to the situation.
Thank you so much for agreeing to do this interview with
Thank
us.
you. It
We
was a
truly
pleasure.
appreciate it, and we got a lot of information as like we really wanted. Thank you guys for listening, and I'm gonna send it back to my co-partner Julia.
Well, that was really interesting, and we want to thank Miss Tiffany Rogers again for taking the time to sit down with us and answer our questions. I hope that you guys got a lot out of that interview. I know that I did, and thank you all so much for watching.